Hello, my dear listener. I am so happy that you're here today because this episode is going to be a long journey together. And I want you to imagine that we're just sitting in a comfortable room, maybe with a cup of tea or coffee, and we're talking honestly about English, about the time it takes, the effort it requires, the challenges you'll face, and the beauty you'll discover along the way. A lot of learners ask me one big question. How long does it actually take to master English? And that's what we will explore today in detail, with stories, with laughter, with examples, and with some truths that may surprise you. First, let's face reality. Mastering English is not something you do in 1 month or 2 months or even three. Anyone who promises you magic results overnight is selling you a dream. English is a language, and languages live inside your brain like living organisms. They grow with time, with care, with patience. Think of it like raising a tree. You plant the seed, you water it regularly, you give it sunlight, and day by day, it grows taller, stronger, more beautiful. But if you stop watering it for a week or two, the leaves start to fall. The same with English. Consistency beats intensity. Even 10 minutes daily is better than 10 hours once a month. Now, let me tell you something funny. Many people ask me, Teacher, if I study English for 6 hours every single day, will I become fluent in 3 months? And I always laugh and say, if you study 6 hours a day for 3 months, you might also lose your friends, your social life, and maybe your hair. Because come on, no one can live like a robot. You can't force feed your brain like that. Learning needs balance. You need study, yes, but you also need rest, fun, conversations, even mistakes. If you treat English like an angry boss shouting at you to work harder, you'll hate it. But if you treat English like a fun friend who visits you every day for a short chat, you'll love it. So let's be practical. For most learners starting from zero, to reach a strong level of communication where you can talk to people, understand movies, read articles comfortably, you need about 1.5 to 2 years of regular, consistent practice. That means not disappearing for 3 months and then coming back, but giving English at least a small part of your daily life. If you're more serious, maybe you'll get there in 1 year. If you're very relaxed, maybe 3 years. But here's the good news. You don't have to wait until the end of the journey to enjoy the benefits. Even after a few weeks, you will already start feeling changes. You'll understand some words in a song. You'll catch a sentence in a movie. You'll surprise yourself by answering someone in English without translating in your head. These small victories are proof that progress is happening, even if fluency is still far. Now, effort. How much effort do you need to give? Let me be honest. English is not only about studying textbooks, it's about surrounding yourself with the language, reading short articles, listening to podcasts like this one, watching shows, even writing small notes to yourself in English, and most importantly, speaking. You can spend years studying grammar rules, but if you never open your mouth, fluency will never arrive. It's like buying a treadmill and never walking on it. The treadmill alone doesn't make you fit. The action does. Sometimes learners get discouraged. They say, I forget words so quickly. Maybe I'm stupid. And I always laugh gently and say, no, you're not stupid, you're human. Even native speakers forget words sometimes. Have you ever seen someone say, oh, what's the word? It's on the tip of my tongue. Yes, everyone does that. Forgetting is normal. The secret is repetition and usage. If you learn the word brilliant today and then you use it tomorrow and again next week, it sticks. But if you write it once in your notebook and never use it, of course it disappears. Words are like friends. If you meet them often, they stay in your life. If you never call them, they forget you. Calm, deep, encouraging. Another big question is, what level of English do you actually need? Do you need to be perfect? The answer is no. Most people don't need to be Shakespeare. They just need to be clear, confident, and able to express themselves. Fluency is not about using the fanciest words. It's about being natural. If you can order food, ask for directions, explain your ideas, share your feelings, and do your work in English without stress, congratulations, you are fluent. If later you want to polish your grammar or expand your vocabulary to sound more elegant, that's an extra level. But don't wait for perfection before you start using English. Some people say, I will start speaking when my English is perfect. And I always tease them and say, so basically you will never start. Because perfection never comes. Even native speakers make mistakes. Trust me, I've heard people say, I seen it instead of I saw it, and they are native. So why are you stressing about one grammar mistake when even natives mess up? Don't aim for perfect English. Aim for brave English. Because brave English grows into strong English. Let's talk about the long-term rewards. If you give English your time and energy, what happens? Well, the world opens up. Travel becomes easier, jobs become more accessible, friendships across cultures become possible. Imagine watching a movie and laughing at the jokes immediately without waiting for subtitles. Imagine writing an email at work and not worrying if you sound professional. Imagine traveling and asking for help in the airport and actually understanding the answer. These things change your confidence, your independence, your whole perspective. And yes, it takes effort, but the reward is freedom. So, how do you manage this long journey without losing motivation? The key is to break it into small daily habits. Don't say, I will study English for 3 hours every day. That's unrealistic. Say instead, I will listen to English for 15 minutes today. I will write a short paragraph. I will learn one new word and use it in a sentence. These small steps accumulate like drops of water filling a jar. At first, you see nothing. Then slowly the jar fills up, and one day it overflows with fluency. And yes, some days you will be tired. Some days you will feel lazy. But even then, doing just a little is much better than doing nothing. And let's not forget the joy, please. Don't make English a punishment. Don't sit there like you're in jail, suffering. Make it fun. Watch comedy shows. Listen to music you enjoy, talk to friends, play games in English. And yes, laugh at yourself when you make silly mistakes. Laugh when you say, I am boring instead of I am bored. Laugh when you confuse kitchen with chicken. These moments are not failures. They are stories. One day you will tell your friends, when I was learning English, I once asked someone, where is the chicken instead of where is the kitchen? And they looked at me like I was crazy. These stories are part of the adventure. So, my dear listener, how much time and effort does it take to master English? It takes as much time as you are willing to give day by day, step by step. Maybe 1 year, maybe 2, maybe 3, but the exact number doesn't matter. What matters is that you keep going, you keep showing up, you keep using English until it becomes part of you. Do not quit, do not rush, and do not compare yourself to others.